I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
Coming soon to this theater.
It's alive. It's moving. It's coming this way.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brian, back for another episode on the Horror Movie Club. Gee, I wonder what we do at the Horror Movie Club. We watch horror movies, of course, and talk about them and bitch and moan about them and praise them and everything in between. We always make sure that the movie that we're covering is on live streaming, like free streaming. Free streaming. And so we always put a link down below in the description where if you're listening to us talk about the movie, you can click on the link below and watch that shit for free. Also, if you're watching us on Pilled, by the way, everybody watching us on Pilled, thanks for tuning in. You can actually watch the movie before the stream. And then if you want to, hop in the chat, ask us questions, give us your opinions, that sort of thing. It's all good. Tonight's movie is Stage Fright from 1987 by Michele Saovi. We actually did a Michele Saovi movie not too long ago. We did Cemetery Man, which is his most famous film. Unfortunately, it was also his last film because the Italian film industry collapsed and died, and I don't believe he's made a movie since, which is a real shame because he was one of the contenders for directors that were going to take horror into the 21st century. But unfortunately, we lost him. But he did turn out a nice little handful of movies. And one of them is Stage Fright. Stage Fright came out in 1987, which means it was right on the tail end of that Italian horror movie boom. You know, Lucio Fulci was doing his thing. Dario Argento was firing on all cylinders. And yeah, it all came to an end in the late 80s, and most of the Italian horror you watch from this period is pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. If it's an Italian horror movie and it's from like 87, 88, 89, you're taking chances, bro. You're gonna end up with something most likely like Troll 2. And if you haven't seen Troll 2, you don't know what Troll 2 is, well, you need to rectify that immediately. But this is a really good one. This one has a lot of style. It's got a lot of atmosphere. The kills are brutal. And it's got an awesome synthwave soundtrack by Simon Boswell, who also did the soundtrack for Alejandro Jodorowsky's Santa Sangre and for Richard Stanley's Hardware and Dust Devil. And did a bunch of other stuff too. I mean, the guy's very well accomplished. And I do recommend, by the way, that you check out Simon Boswell's Facebook page because he's dropping stories and pictures and shit. Just really interesting stuff. So he's still at it. But anyway, enough of my yapping, man. You know, I'm not here to fucking monologue. Let me bring on my co-host for tonight, which are, of course, the one, the only, the very, very sexy, but sorry, ladies, he's not single, he's taken, Preston Acevedo. What's going on?
I thought Troll 2 was like a brilliant movie. Oh, it was insane.
It's
a really good movie.
when I was on alt.horror back in the old days of Usenet, that's an indication I'm a fucking crusty old motherfucker. I don't even know what Usenet is, right? People would come in every now and then and they would ask, well, what's a good horror movie for me to watch? And the standard answer every fucking single time,
Troll
everybody
2.
wants Troll 2.
Yeah, that was a disaster. Troll, the first Troll movie was pretty good, and then they.
I wouldn't say that, but
Oh, I did. I thought it was kind of cool. Like we
it
said,
made-
you know, it was
yeah, but it made Troll 2 made Troll 1 look like, I don't know, Once Upon a Time in the West, or or Suspiria or something else that's awesome.
I thought it was kind of cool, the premise of Troll. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, the
first
premise
movie.
was great. The script was really good. It's just you have those horrible John Carl Buechler effects. Oh, and we're gonna get into that too, because
No, the effects were
paid
terrible.
tribute to those fucking movies.
The effects were typical 80s effects. Like, it was horrible.
I would say that they were generally substandard, but oh, dude,
yeah.
I saw a movie this week. I'm gonna get into it for Sheezy. But also, hey, let me bring on our friend Jeff Bracey. What's going on, Jeff Bracey? The mute button, bro. The mute
Jeff
button.
don't want to talk to you tonight.
I know. Oh God. And the thing is, I've done that a billion times myself. So
yeah, yeah.
But I always like to act like, usually, like, you know, like
just for a point of clarification here. I haven't seen tonight's movie because I am currently legally blind, so I cannot actually watch things. But I wanted to, yeah, I wanted to
tell us that, man.
Well,
Really?
I think I'm kind of centered. It kind of looks like I'm kind of centered. So there's that. But I still wanted to hang out with the homies because that's going to make me feel a little bit better about things.
What happened? You had to go to the eye doctor, get a checkup or something?
Yeah. I'm getting injections into my eye. I'm actually blind in one eye, and I've got one good eye, which has decided to get a little wonky on me. So, but right now, things are a mess.
You're gonna get injections into your eyeball.
I've already had one.
The fuck is that like?
No, here's the thing. So first you get some
Sounds
numbing
like a
drops,
last
right?
resort.
Seriously?
Well, no, the last resort is surgery. First you get some numbing drops. Then they inject you with some numbing stuff, like they Novocaine your eye,
Right.
which didn't feel so good.
No.
And then they put like the real needle in your eye a few minutes later, which you don't really feel. But later on, when all that stuff wears off,
You feel it.
then it's a deal.
Does it feel like fiberglass in your eye or something like that? Or
Oh no, it
flash
just
burns?
throbs. It just throbs.
Oh my God. Oh.
It's no fun.
Oh. Can this be corrected? I hope you're not going permanently blind on us, man.
I certainly hope not too, because I'm like an artist, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, you'll know when I go permanently blind, because there'll be a headline about some ex-artist shooting himself in the face. with a
Yeah,
shotgun.
I suppose if
So,
worst comes to worst, I can always, write via dictation. So there's that at least. But right now we're just waiting and seeing any of my friends and fans out there who are Christians. I appreciate all prayers. If you're not Christian, well wishes also gladly accepted.
Yeah, sending positive positive vibes your way, dude. Definitely.
That's it. I'm not afraid to take pity money.
No, neither should you be. Neither should you be.
and,
You should milk this shit. Milk it for all it's worth.
I say that as somebody who's never taken a subsidy in my entire life, including like what's that shit you get when you're out of work for a while?
they had
unemployment?
Unemployment. Yeah, I've never taken unemployment, anything like that.
they had a friend, well, not a friend, but an artist that I knew that
It's
had
not a brag. It's just I've never done
No, I know.
anything.
I know.
he had a
No
GoFundMe
flex.
to save his eyes because he needed eye surgery.
Mhm.
You know, due to
Yeah, it's that stuff ain't cheap. the drug they're injecting into my eye, it ain't cheap either. So,
but thank God, I mean, at least like there's, medicine has improved in that area. Yeah. I mean, I'll never forget. And this was like shit, almost like this was actually about a quarter of a century ago. I remember being at a party, and it was my first time LARPing. Like I had a friend that talked me into going into a Vampire the Masquerade LARP.
And somebody bit you in the eye.
No, thank goodness not. But
there is a D&D spell called eye bite.
there was a guy there, and after we finished the gaming session, which was interesting, I found
he convinced you to have sex in your eye hole.
No, this dude was just like, I need to go to he's like, oh yeah, no, this has been fun, but I need to go home early. I had surgery on my eyes today. I was like, you had surgery on your eyes today? He's like, yeah. And you're at a fucking party? You're at a fucking LARP?
I don't get that, because like I had laser in the eye that can still see, and I had invasive in the eye that can't see. And I wasn't going anywhere for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I think he had something that was like a little more minor. But still, the idea that you can have eye surgery and then just be hanging out.
Hey, that dude's the man. That's all I can say.
He was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta go home early. Gotta call it early night."
I gotta ask. Was he driving?
No, he wasn't. Yeah. In the city, nobody drives in the city.
That's funny, because when I went to get my eyes checked out, this is the one and only time I went. And they have to dilate your pupil, and all that kind of stuff. I said, "Do I need a ride?" Because when I was scheduling it, I asked them. I said, should I have somebody pick me up? They're like, no, you should be fine. Drive home.
Screw that. Every time they
I was like, I got in the car afterwards, and I'm like trying to see, and it was like everything's blurry and shit.
Yeah, every time I've known I was going to get dilated, I've got somebody to drive me. That's madness. I can't believe any responsible, eye care person would tell you something that foolish.
I was like, this is crazy, dude. I was like, I could see people dying after an eye appointment.
No shit.
Hey, I'm curious. I came in a little bit late. I missed that. Who are you talking about who worked with Jodorowsky and on
Son and Boswell?
Okay, because you mentioned Jodorowsky, who's I love his work, and also two amazing films, Hardware and Dust Devil.
Yes.
So is he? I'm going to take it. He's a cinematographer.
No. He's the composer. He did
the composer. Score. Okay, I should have figured, because you're so into
exceptional.
I should have figured, because you're so into composers.
Yeah, no, I mean, they make a big difference when it comes to a film.
Absolutely.
And Boswell was one of the great ones. Around this time, Goblin had broken up because I think of Claudio Simonetti's massive ego. So you had no Goblin, so you'd get Simonetti solo, or you'd get why am I blanking on his name? He was in Keith Emerson. He also did the soundtrack to Tenebrae, for instance. I think Inferno, right, which is the sequel to Suspiria. Yeah, and all of his shit was pretty fucking tight.
I mean, I tell you what a shame. My first exposure to Goblin was Suspiria, and when having no idea what I'm about to get into, that opening track kicks in, and I'm already freaked out.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, whoa, what am I about to witness here?
Well, that is a movie that I always say, if you're going to watch it, especially if you're going to watch the new Blu-ray, which is fucking amazing, what you want to do is you want to turn off the lights, and you want to turn the stereo speakers, your surround sound speakers, up. Because that's a movie that's like a sensory assault, right? Shoot. It's just out there to pummel you with sound and imagery and, just to generally disorient you.
Yeah, I think I'd probably even go headphones on that.
For sure.
I'm in it. I'm in the zone.
Yeah. No, I love using headphones for listening to, especially horror movies. Didn't used to do that too much, but now I got like headphones for I got like a gaming headset, and like now I'm into it. Had never really occurred to me before to.
Well, you don't. At least I don't like when I love the theater. I hate that COVID kind of put the nail in the coffin for theaters and things like that.
I know it sucks.
I'm such a big theater head. I love going to see a movie in the theater, and
Me too.
just the giant screen and all the speakers, and even at home with surround sound and big TV. That's really cool. But like, there's nothing quite like. I don't get this when I put on my headphones, and if the sound's mixed right, to hear things coming around my head.
Yes.
It's like, oh.
Yes.
Yeah,
I remember watching one of the Lucio Fulci movies on DVD, and Fulci was a guy that was considered a hack, really, by a lot of people. Just in general, that was like his critical reputation, let's say, was
haters gonna hate
in the toilet, right? His movies come out on DVD and he becomes a genius overnight. Because the only way we ever saw his movies was on like real crappy VHS with muddy images, cropped, pan and scan. And you didn't see how beautiful looking those movies are. Because the cinematography on those movies is always like really impressive. That was the thing about Fulci, is evidently he wasn't a guy that was too talented himself, but he was great at finding other really talented people and putting them together.
Because I remember when DVD first came out and they started like really mass churning out DVD, and they were doing these really crappy scans of really crappy VHS tapes.
Yeah.
And
I remember that.
As you guys know, like you're part of the Kung Fu Theater thing here. I'm a big martial arts movie fan as well. And watching these Jackie Chan films that look like they were like Minecraft, I was like, oh,
I know, pixelated like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you wasn't getting good copies back then.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's like, I know that some people are like my homeboy Chris, for instance. Chris, by the way, if you're watching, much love to you, man. Hope you're feeling good, or at least not too shitty. He's all jacked up right now with like he fucked his ankle up his leg, his Achilles tendon and everything. So he's been in a wheelchair. And
hey, I gotta interject for a second.
Please.
I can't read anything. I can see some images here. What movie is this? Because that owl head looks pretty cool.
Oh my god, it's one of the best slasher masks of all time, in my opinion. That thing is fucking creepy.
So what's
spooky as hell.
This movie?
This movie is it's called Stage Fright, and it's a slasher movie, but it's
wait.
Movie. It's not a giallo though.
Okay, because I'm so used to you doing the foreign films. I think I saw this way back in like what, 1980?
This came out in 87. So
okay, God, the year I graduated
or something like that, possibly.
Okay. God, it's been forever since I saw this.
Yeah, I mean, I've got it on.
I don't think I've actually seen it since 1987.
Well, you need to rectify that, because this is one of those movies that rewards you for revisiting it. And it's full of cool imagery, and it's never boring. The pacing is great, especially once the bodies start dropping. And there's some really memorable, gnarly kills in this. Although, oddly enough, our boy Giovanni Lombardo Radice, also known as Jonathan Morgan, bites it in this, but surprisingly doesn't bite it the hardest, because he's famous for being the whipping boy of Italian horror movies from this period, especially the splatter movies. Like, he always, if you're watching a horror movie and he's in it, he's gonna bite it, but he's gonna bite it harder than anybody else in that damn movie.
So he's like the Clint Howard, is he?
Kinda. Yeah. And well, really, there's nobody that really compares to him. There's nobody else I can think of. Well, actually, I've seen Ron Jeremy get killed a lot. Like, if he has a cameo in a movie, like, for instance, he is in Killing Zoe, which is directed by Roger Avery, you know, and won an Academy Award for the screenplay for Pulp Fiction. And it's just like it's set in France, right? In Paris. And these French bank robbers come in and they walk in the door, and Ron Jeremy just happens to be like the security guard sitting at a desk, and they just light his ass up. And it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
So this time, Ron Jeremy,
he gets jacked up.
Ron Jeremy is the one who catches the load.
Yes. Kazing. You got a million of them. But yeah, he bit it. Yeah. If you see Ron Jeremy in the movie, yeah, the odds are he's gonna die in like a bad way. We are, of course, an art-related stream. We are a comic book-related stream, and so I always go on the Googles and look for cool movie posters. That is to say, not just domestic posters, not just foreign posters, but also I especially love the fan posters because now, of course, we've got the internet, we've got deviant art and stuff like that. So it means that we get access to, well, anything and everything we want. Everybody can put their stuff on the internet.
Yeah,
right?
I recall there was
quality control.
Some years back, maybe 5-10 years back, people were doing these really cool minimalist graphic design posters of famous movies and stuff. And it was like really, really cool stuff. Yes,
absolutely. This is my favorite piece of fan art that I saw. This just looks.
Wait a second. This isn't from this. That's not from this movie, though.
Oh, it's the character from this movie. This is the slasher from Stage Fright.
No,
that's cool. Actually, I like
this. This character is from a movie that came out within the last 10 years. It's
off the costume.
It's an independent production. This character represented, I guess they did rip it off because I remember the promo for this. They built it up kind of Blair Witch style, and I would see promos for it on YouTube all the time. The character represented, was it Baal?
Baal, B-A-A-L, yeah.
It was or maybe Moloch, because it represented a god who was also represented by an owl who feasted upon children. And
so it's like a David Lynch, like surrealist kind of a thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the movie was only kind of mid, but the character, this character you see here, was really incredible and creepy on its own. The rest of the movie was like, again, the rest of the movie is kind of mid. And I remember a few years after that, he was doing another kind of viral campaign for his next project, which the guy seems like bird themes because he had this cult of people wearing these kind of plague doctor, kind of raven type masks.
Yes.
And they're kind of decked out medieval around these beautiful kind of castle settings and freaking out passersby.
Nice.
If I can find out what that movie is, I'll get it to you so you can take a look at it yourself.
Awesome. Thanks, dude. Yeah,
sure thing.
Looking at this image,
so yeah, they
monstrous.
Because if this is from Stage Fright, like he totally ripped this image off.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that's the mask. That's almost the costume. And
because I remember the big creepy claw hands and all this, and he kept running around because the protagonist of the film was supposed to be sacrificed as a child, but wasn't. And so this thing kept appearing in his dreams and these surrealistic visions, and it kept going, "Sweet offering, sweet offering."
Well, that sounds pretty fucking ominous. Yeah, these are some of the different posters. Like I said, I always look for posters and fan art. This one's kind of cool. This is it's a VHS cover. Okay. And it's a pretty cool one, though. I have to admit that. That's a really good one. I don't think that this is fan art. I think that this is maybe from this might be box art from like a Blu-ray edition. Here it is under its alternate title. Actually, this movie has 3 titles. I mean, like horror movies generally have like a bunch of different titles. Some of them, like Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, that's the record holder. That's got like 20.
I gotta say, looking at all this box art, even with my diminished vision, it looks like that black and white photo is a completely different character. I think you picked that up, and somebody might have mistakenly labeled it for this movie,
Right.
because this mask is distinctively very different, and the costuming is different.
Interesting. Yeah, and the hands, I noticed, were different. I thought it was just like a monstrous interpretation by some.
Yeah, because the like I said, the owl creature in that other movie is supposed to represent Moloch.
Gotcha. The alternate titles for this movie were like here it's called Deliria. It's also I think called Aquarius. Who the fuck calls their horror movie Aquarius though? It's not even like a little ominous.
Yeah.
Makes you think about
I don't
hippies.
know, like if I was going to base a horror movie off an astrological sign, I would not go by Aquarius. That just doesn't sound frightening.
When this movie came out, was it also around the same time when they had the Zodiac killings?
No, the Zodiac killings had happened long before this.
Okay.
Yeah. And, this doesn't reference the Zodiac killings in any sense. The killer in this is just a maniac.
It's possible I could have did it just for the publicity. Go ahead.
Well, I like the...
maybe. That's possible.
I like the choice of the snowy owl because, if you got a person wearing a black suit and then you got the white head, the blood shows up really cool on it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And there's this incredible, unforgettable shot at the end of the movie where he's just sitting in a chair with the cat, the black cat, sitting in his lap, and he's petting it. And the key to get out of the place is right there. And this chick has got to come and get the key. And he's just sitting there with a fucking axe and petting a cat, and all these feathers are falling. Saovi really was a remarkable visual stylist.
That's wow, it
I'm gonna
sucks
show that later.
It's like a cliffhanger ending, but at the same time you're like it's the perfect ending.
Oh no, I mean it's I mean it's when you get to the climax of a horror film, you want to make sure that it is as horrific as possible, right? You don't want to disappoint.
Yeah, that's such a great setup.
Yeah, and this movie, like some of Saovi's other movies, he did one called The Sect, which I think is pretty good. He did one called The Church, which is okay, but it's just kind of like a remake of Demons. Okay,
I have seen that one, yeah.
So
I think that one was based off of a novel by the same name.
Yeah, before we get into this movie proper, though, I do want to talk about a movie that I saw this week, right? I always like to do this little segment I call the Week in Horror. Wait a second, I got a bumper for that.
Oh,
I got a bumper. I got a little intro. Let me roll that dope ass intro.
Is the Week in Horror. The Week in Horror. Horror.
Getting eaten alive by pigs. That's going hard. Like that's a Jonathan Morgan. That's a John Morgan way to go.
I was about to say, wasn't that the movie with
Paul Naschy?
Okay, that's not the movie I was thinking of. Where like the kid in the military school summons the devil through the computer.
Oh, Evil Speak.
That's
holy shit! I love that movie. It's so much fun. If you've never seen Evil Speak, it's basically the movie equivalent of a heavy metal album cover from like
yes. And
do you know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of nuanced approach to like the occult.
And that particular part freaked me out because I did not know that pigs ate meat.
Mm-hmm. No,
I was like, what is going on?
They're cute little fuckers, though, and sometimes not so little. I know people that have told me that like they lived like on a farm with pigs, or they met pigs, or they knew pigs, and evidently, like they all say the exact same thing. They say they're exactly like dogs, like exactly like dogs.
Well, they I mean, they'll even wag their tails.
Yeah.
But they, just not saying I know more than I know, but I've heard tell that down south around here, if you need to get rid of a body, well, you just drop it off at the pig farm because they'll eat the bones and all.
Right, because they'll just fucking scarf a motherfucker down.
Yeah.
As you said, bones and all. Okay, I gotta talk about this. Steven Kostanski is a filmmaker. He worked on a movie called The Void, which is regarded by many as like an excellent Lovecraftian horror movie.
That's the one that came out just a couple of years ago, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I like The Void.
That movie is dope.
Impressed like a lot of people, especially when you consider like they had like no budget for that thing.
And practical effects, dude. Yes.
Right. Because Kostanski is kind of like Damien Leone in the sense that he's also a special effects artist.
Mm-hmm.
And will do his own effects. So he did a movie called Psycho Gorman.
Oh,
That's a lot of fun.
I think I've seen that.
It's pretty good.
It's like a modern day Toxic Avenger.
It is, in many respects. So anyway, Mr. Kostanski is a very, very talented filmmaker, but evidently he is also batshit fucking crazy. Because this movie, Frankie Frico, his new joint, I believe he's working on the Deathstalker reboot right now, which I'm really looking forward to. Because he's the guy to do it.
I know some stuff about that I'm not at liberty to say.
Oh, snap. I've heard some shit too.
Yes, I did an interview with somebody a while back, and they gave me a few deets.
Oh, nice. I'm really looking forward to that. But, there's going to be creature effects out the ass.
Oh, no! Frankie Frico.
Yeah.
Now I remember who. Yeah. It reminded me of Puppet Master a little bit.
But.
Yeah.
What's up, Undead Roman? Thank you so much for, or is that Undead Ramen? See, I got to wear fucking cheaters right now.
Yeah, don't ask me.
A pair of real glasses. I'm just wearing the reading glasses for it.
Don't ask me to read it.
But yeah, Psycho Gorman was awesome. It wasn't perfect. I was a little disappointed because I was hoping it would have like more of a heart. I think that those kind of movies work best when they surprise you in a way, and like Turbo Kid, for instance.
Yeah,
I thought that was just going to be like an 80s spoof, and by the end of that movie, I was in love with those characters.
Turbo Kid was a straight up love letter to it.
Yeah, but also, I mean, it had this huge heart to it, which elevated above something like Kung Fury, right? Which is just supposed to be funny, and I don't think it's that good to begin with. But
I didn't like it either.
He his new joint was he decided that he was going to make a movie, not a Gremlins ripoff, but a ripoff of the ripoffs of Gremlins. I'm talking Critters. Although we're not even really talking Critters, right? Because Critters was kind of like a B+ movie.
You got to be going Ghoulies. Ghoulies is the Gremlins ripoff.
Yeah.
Troll.
Spookies.
What you call it?
Like you said, Trolls.
Munchies.
Yeah, Munchies.
Hobgoblin. Elves was another one with Dan Haggerty. Who in their right fucking mind makes a movie like an homage to those movies? The guy's a fucking lunatic. I mean, this is the kind of shit I would do if I had the money to do it, right? Just for shits and giggles. I'd be making all kinds of crazy shit. But, and this is a very low budget movie, but how it got greenlit still just fucking baffles me because this movie is completely insane. Let's take a little look at the trailer here.
Connor had it all. The perfect job.
Man. Hey.
Yeah, so our protagonist, Connor, here is a guy who is square as fuck. And he's got a good job. He's got a really hot, smoking hot wife.
Girl.
But he's just, he's like content to hold hands with her. Do you know what I'm saying? Like she's like he walks into the bedroom and she's wearing like this black lingerie, and he's just like, and he just wants to hold hands and like kiss her on the cheek.
No, I never got that. I seen that part, and it kind of, what I thought about it was that he was having a what is it called when you have an orgasm when you're not supposed to have?
Oh, I was thinking about that too. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you got to be
he busted a nut in his
premature.
pants.
Yeah, because they would get into it and he was like, "Oh, that was great. That was amazing." And she's like,
he's like the Lonely Island, like the Lonely Island song. I jizzed in.
And also,
Yeah.
another thing about this is that Frankie Frico is produced by BitBot, the same company that produced Soul Reaver.
Yes.
Soul Reaver graphic novel.
Indeed. And I'm guessing Kostansky has got his crew, and he is, I think they've maybe finished principal photography already on the new Deathstalker, but I cannot fucking wait for that.
I can't wait for a trailer, because knowing what I know about it, I can't wait for a trailer to actually see.
I know, me too.
Oh.
I know, it's going to be dope.
You look like a movie star.
Which one?
Gary Busey.
Oh, snap.
The Perfect Life.
You know anything about this Frankie Frico guy? He's like a little gremlin that likes to party.
A gremlin that likes to party, right. So he's being told by his wife that he needs to loosen up. And everybody's kind of telling him he needs to loosen up a little bit. So he sees this very 80s phone line, right? Like $1.99 for the first minute, 99 cents each additional minute. So this is clearly set like in the 80s.
Likes to party.
You shouldn't call numbers like that.
Until one day, things got Frico.
Yeah, and it has this cool new retro wave soundtrack too. It has like a whole 80s aesthetic to it.
Hello?
This is Frankie.
Yeah, buddy. Are you ready?
Ready for what?
To party, my man.
Yes.
Party, my man.
Party.
Right. So basically, it's like he's summoning these creatures. Like, I'm ready to party. I'm ready to not be like so square and uptight.
He's literally summoning party monsters.
Yes, absolutely. And the special effects in this, I got to mention also right here, this is, I believe, stop motion.
Oh, okay.
So
I was about to say
miniature work in this.
It's all miniature for sure.
Yeah. So I mean,
nice.
You don't see movies like this anymore, or you see them rarely. You only see them in the indies, which is to say that these are movies that are quite clearly made by hand.
Yeah.
Right? Like I watch movies like this; they're handcrafted movies.
Well, I tell you, I love
that came off the assembly line.
I absolutely love the resurgence of stop motion that's come back into vogue.
Oh hell yeah! Well, it's like people, I think, are appreciating the fact that nothing beats the real thing, and it looks like the real thing because it is the real thing.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah! They drink this. They have this drink that they chug constantly. It's called fart. So the inspiration for this obviously was like the 80s Ghoulies ripoffs, right?
Yeah.
But there's also another movie that he's ripping off here, or paying homage to, that he's just like obviously like gleefully stealing from, and that is the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Yep.
I never seen that.
Oh, dude,
you need to.
Decent or what?
Oh, it's hilarious.
But it will.
I love it.
You're gonna be like, if you're in the mood for something that's like, what the fuck? That's the movie you want to watch.
Here's what I'm getting as an influence as well, because I'm a big fan of Full Moon Production. Charles Band.
Charles Band. I was gonna say he loves those little people and those little creatures.
Mm-hmm. All the puppetry. He's always going for stop motion and puppetry.
Yeah. I mean, mind you, Charles Band turned out a lot of crap too.
Yeah.
But he also gave us Full Moon Productions, which was filling the void of horror
between
in the 90s, because in the 90s horror just went direct to video because Hollywood wasn't making horror movies.
Well, there's a lot of bad horror in the 90s too, dude. That's not.
There's always a lot of bad horror.
Yeah, there's always
But I'm talking about
Yeah,
direct
that's
video
for sure.
horror.
Yeah.
Right, where it's just like, you know, it's like crappy drive-in horror movies sometimes. They could still have moments in them that are sublime, right? But
Yeah,
you're not,
some
you're
things
not gonna
like
get
that.
anything sublime out
Like
of,
some things can be really charming, like you know, when you watch like Doll Man versus Demonic Toys. I mean, come on, that's just fun.
Yes. Yeah. Now that, and of course the Stuart Gordon movies are
Mhm.
classics.
Help you loosen up. We're gonna party hard, and then we'll be on our way. Time to get freako!
Shabadoo. So, my favorite moment of this guy on the right is called Boink, and yeah, he always says Shabadoo, and they work that like into the plot. Well, not in the plot, into the dialogue, where, you know, this guy goes crazy and he just starts jacking this puppet up, just fucking beating on it. It's hilarious. And he puts him up against the wall and he says, Shaba, don't. Yeah, that's the maturity level of the humor in this fucking movie.
That made me laugh more than it should have.
Freaks.
This whole movie will make you laugh more than you should.
I'm gonna make you pay.
Is everything all right? You sound stressed.
Shabba, ouch.
No.
Yeah, man. And of course, that was a very 80s style special effect.
Mm-hmm.
Don't.
Oh, what up, Rex? Devil Fly in the house? Everybody go back Devil Flyer if that's still on the Indiegogos.
Pick it up. Frankie! What is going on? They found us. You can't escape me.
When the world is in peril.
Where are we?
So I'm not saying that there are no computer effects in this movie. There are, but they're used incredibly sparingly. And of course, I've always said that CGI works best when you don't notice it. And everything else in this, just pretty much like that cityscape, okay, that's probably CGI, but just about everything else in this is as practical as they could possibly make it on the budget on which they were obviously making it, which was very, very low.
What games, Frankie? No one runs from me. You're mine.
Don't be a hero.
This is bad.
I believe in you.
Let's boogie.
Be a freako.
Dig the glam music they got playing in the background.
I know. It's like, right? It's like hair metal.
Yeah. This is where I grew up.
the
This is where I live right here.
Yeah, so the movie that I could best compare this to really would be Team America.
Yeah.
Which is based on the old Jerry Anderson
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds are a go.
Yeah, and Captain Scarlet and that kind of a thing.
Mm.
And these were it was super marionation, which is to say there were puppets. But kids watching those at the time, they were marionettes, but it was like watching their action figures coming to life.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Corgi sold like the little metal replicas of all the different vehicles.
Yeah, because at that time, like G.I. Joe and Action Man were really big.
Yes. Yeah.
And, and because of like all their vehicles looked like the toys that you would get for those figures. Like, it was the best thing ever.
Right.
I was one of those kids that watched
No. Jerry Anderson, you don't go back that far. My brother, however, that's the thing. They weren't really showing any of the Jerry Anderson stuff on TV.
No, I'm telling you, when cable first came, God, it fucking just dated myself. When cable first came out, HBO used to show the Thunderbirds on rotation.
Did they really?
Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
I did not know that. Must have been the movie Thunderbirds Are Go.
Yeah.
I
think there was a 2.
But my brother, it's like, so I found that movie. I found Team America hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But my brother found it so hilarious that like he couldn't watch it because he was laughing so hard because he'd grown up with that with you know the Jerry Anderson stuff, the stuff that they were lampooning, and he would have to stop the movie because he couldn't breathe because he was laughing so fucking hard. Yeah. So I think if you've never seen Ghoulies or Munchies or any of the Troll or any of the other ripoffs of Gremlins, which you probably haven't, that's my point. It's just like he's sort of satirizing something that's just completely fucking bizarre, and that's just in his own head.
In your brother's defense, like if you don't laugh at that sex scene in Team America,
oh my god,
you're not human.
Yeah. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Geez.
Yeah, my brother said he died, but he had to watch the movie in increments. He'd have to stop it every now and then to pick himself up off the floor.
I know when they're friggin' scissoring.
Oh my god, they're doing the number 2. Oh my god, yeah, it's fucking hilarious. So if you like
can hear
Team
the
America,
puppets.
I think you'll get a kick out of this.
You know, you get the clap in the cheeks, but you can hear the puppets clattering together. Clap.
Yes. It's fucking hilarious.
Like I said, you're not human if you laugh at that, dude.
It's a case of you know these guys that had the opportunity to make a movie that was completely insane, that nobody asked for.
That was the South Park guys that did that.
Yes,
you know those guys have always thought outside the box, though.
Yeah,
completely. It's like they made that movie just to amuse themselves, but that's what makes.
Well,
it
you know,
funny.
they said in an interview, writer, the producers asked him like, you know, like who's your, you know, when you're writing a South Park episode or Basketball or Team America or Book of Mormon, was like, they said like, you know, the producers asked him like, okay, who's the target audience for this? And like, you know, Trey will go like, Matt, like, okay, Matt, who's the target? Trey. So they literally just do things to amuse each other.
And there's another thing too, like they had a hard on about hating actors. I don't know if they still do, but they used to hate actors. Like they took
George Clooney is the one who got them discovered.
Well, they talked about the pleasure they had on burning each one of the, like Matt Damon. They set him on fire.
It was actually a friend of theirs.
Yeah, and they
really smart, so that's why they did that. They were like,
they roast George Clooney. I mean, they roast George Clooney. They roast him hard, but he's the guy who got them their break.
Well, these are also the guys who went to the Oscars to accept their Oscar high on acid and dressed in dresses.
Dressed as Jennifer Lopez. I forget who the other one was dressed as.
And people were sitting next to him going, "This is a disgrace. This is a disgrace."
Right.
Did you
They
see
were making
recently?
a mockery out of the night where Hollywood celebrates itself and pats itself on the back.
Did you see where they
coming in and making a fucking mockery of the thing?
Did you see the episode where they ripped into Meghan Markle and Harry?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Oh yes, I did actually. Yeah. That was great. Respect our privacy.
Or the one where they did COVID, you know, and they fucking...
yes.
Or that fat shot.
Oh.
Yeah, like.
But it's like, this is one of those movies where it's just like you could tell that the guy who made it because it would give him he made this for shits and giggles.
Yeah, and here's the thing that gets me
I don't
is
think
like
he cared whether or not like an audience would actually get it or not.
I'm getting such Garbage Pail Kid vibes from this. And like and Garbage Pail Kids, like I have such a soft spot in my heart for it, but like I know people like that is like the worst movie ever.
It's
and
like
to think that
ever.
somebody saw that movie, it's like, yeah, I want to do that. I'm like, much respect.
That's why I'm saying Steve Kostansky is a very talented filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Got nothing against the guy, got nothing but love for him, but he's a fucking lunatic. Who the fuck does this? It's completely
the only thing
nuts.
I can think that's comparable to this is when Tom Green got to make a movie, and he actually metas in his own movie, where like towards the end of it,
Freddy Got Fingered.
Like, yeah, he
I've never seen it.
I thought it was kind of stupid.
Well, here's what's meta about it that I think is hilarious, because you know, you look at Tom Green's bit, and somebody gave him $1 million to make a movie,
exactly,
and he metas that in the film because he gets this award, he gets all this money, and he's like, they just gave me $1 million, and he's like looking at the camera, can you believe they gave me $1 $1 million. So he's literally saying, like, I can't believe you guys gave me $1 million.
You fucking idiots.
Do whatever.
To jack off a horse in the middle.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Right. And I couldn't get into it. I was like, nah, I'm just not into it.
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen it, so I can't rank it. But even when people try shit like this and they fall flat on their face, you still give them an E for effort, right?
It's not great, but I think it's worth watching because it really is the train wreck that you have to watch, because like just knowing that like he has no idea about how to make a movie at all, and somebody gave him $1 million to make a movie, and he's like, screw it, I'm just going to do something.
Pootie Tang is another one.
Chris Rock.
I love that movie. Louis C.K. said that the producers of the Chris Rock show, he was a writer on there. They came to him and they were like, so, do you think that there could be a Pootie Tang movie? And he's just thinking like, these dudes are fucking idiots, but I'm going to get a job out of this. So he was like sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna get paid.
Yes, yeah, and I'm sorry, that movie's fucking hilarious.
Let's
Booyakasha.
He's got a little freako.
And this recreates the 80s so well.
Yeah, it does.
President Munch needs a new concubine.
He's a keeper.
Only in theaters? What theaters? What fucking what kind of, like, are you out of your damn mind?
Yeah. I think it was only released on Amazon.
Only in home theaters.
I never even knew about it until
Go check that out. I'm sorry,
until Bitmot. No, I never knew about it until I seen on Facebook, like Bitbot was like, "Hey, we're so proud of our new movie." I was like, "This looks cool."
You know what? I think I can see just enough to actually enjoy this, even if I can't appreciate it to its fullest.
It's got, I mean, like, awesome fucking miniatures and shit.
I think what actually allows me to see it is because it represents the 80s so much. It's just full of blocky shapes and oversaturated colors. I think I can watch this movie.
No. Everything's a little pixelated.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, dude. Hope your eyesight gets better, man. It's like the shit we take for granted.
You know, the prognosis is not grim, but right now it just sucks. It
sucks ass.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So you're kind of like where my homeboy Chris is, right? Where it's just like, he's out of the boot now. He had to have a fucking boot and everything. And, you know, and when I would go over his place, I'm like, hey, do you need me to do something? Because he's homeboy's jacked up, right? So I'm just like, you know, do you need me to take out the garbage or any shit like that? And just try, like, being so fucking paranoid and careful going, like, around that fucking leg.
Oh God, dude. When I tore up my knee and I had to have knee surgery, I was so cautious. Everything I did, just total anxiety, taking a step.
But you know what? He's out of the boot, and you know his leg is still kind of swollen. But I'm like looking for like the horrible scars and everything, and just like, damn. Because they do everything, I think, like laparoscopically. Like,
yeah, I'll tell you right now, my wife had spinal surgery, right?
Oh, Jesus.
The back of her neck, and she had to have a couple of vertebrae replaced.
Oh my God!
Wow.
They went through her throat to get to the back of her neck, you know, and you don't see the scar anymore. You know, I mean, they opened her up, bent her back.
For women especially, like young women, you can imagine, right? That, you know, you wouldn't want to leave them with any like big major scars.
It's crazy. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
when they were explaining
one
it,
of the guys in my one of the guys in my guard unit had knee surgery a couple years before me. He has got like an 8-inch scar on his knee, and I've got like 3 little holes you'd barely notice.
Incredible.
For my hernia surgery, they did that. They did 3 over here.
Oh, they did that.
2 over here, and they put a mesh in.
A lot of surgery. Jeez.
Oh yeah, and Pops, of course, had surgery. Pops, love to you if you're watching, and he made it out alive. So we're very grateful for that. And,
yes, indeed.
I mean, folks, don't take your health for granted. That's for damn sure. And definitely don't take your health for granted if you are locked into a theater with a maniac wearing a creepy owl mask.
Yeah, for sure. Like, guys, if they say, like, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. That is 100%
fucking
true,
dude.
Yeah.
That's
I'd rather
damn sure.
I'd rather be dirt poor and healthy than
yeah,
be rich like Mason Verger with my face eaten off.
Right.
That's why I take a handful of vitamins every goddamn night.
These fuckers just gotta get me up out of bed. Just
Speak of the devil and he shall appear. What's up?
And, of course I'm watching the show, B.
Okay. All right.
But now that I'm here, I'm gonna give you my opinion of that shitty movie I watched.
Shitty movie?
Good to sort of see you.
What are you talking about, sir?
8-10 minutes when she's just standing there holding the key, and God, the pacing was so fucking horrible, and there was nothing happening.
I disagree.
Oh, that's a Brian movie.
Moving along,
Dude, come
really
on,
well.
man, I know there's supposed to be something else happening here. What's going to happen? It was like 7 minutes of nothing. She's just standing there holding that key, and it's one thing to drag a scene out to try.
Are you sure Danzig never directed this movie?
I just watched it like fucking an hour ago. I just fucking watched it an hour ago, not 20 years ago, an hour ago.
Right. Sounds like Danzig helped direct this movie.
Not true, sir. Not true.
I'm just saying, when it's one thing to drag a scene out to get to the jump scare, to get whatever it is, but there was nothing there to drag that scene out forever.
Yeah, Danzig definitely had a hand in this movie.
Look,
that part of it was horrible. Movies.
I don't know. Maybe it's
style.
Preston, maybe it's a rock star thing. If you remember House of a Thousand Corpses, Rob Zombie.
Yeah, I can't stand
Rob
that.
Zombie drew out the shooting of that officer, the guy from the Shield, for
that's true.
Forever.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going like, "Come on,
right.
just pull the trigger already. Let's get this over with."
The pacing of the movie was great up until that next to last scene or whatever, and then it was just
but I mean, dude, that's one scene. There are plenty of
it's
great
the end
movies
of the movie where the climax is supposed to be.
Lose momentum.
You're not supposed to put your audience to sleep at the end of the freaking movie. Dude.
Yeah, no shit.
But are you going to tell me that this movie's bad? You're going to tell me that this movie's not worth watching? You're not going to tell me that the moments are awesome, that are fucking awesome?
B, listen, I'm sitting here. If I didn't have to make sure that the ads were covered up and shit, I would have fell asleep.
See, that's why I didn't watch the movie. That's why I didn't watch it, because I know as soon as I seen it, and when it opened up, I was like, "Nah, I can't watch this shit."
What?
That goofy musical opening? Yeah, that was kind of big.
I was like, "This is another one of those bad Brian picks."
No fucking help for you, motherfuckers. It's like you just want fucking Scream 3 or Scream 4 or Scream 5 or Scream 6 or Scream 7 or Scream 8.
This reminds me of that bad witch movie he tried to make us watch. You remember that one?
What witch movie?
We love you, B, but you owe us all some hours, brother.
Hey, I disagree. I think I've enhanced your lives. I think I have broadened your cinematic perspectives. But on the real, it's just like there are certain movies that we all hated, right? Like when we did that TV movie that I had read was great and it was just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Then there was the reality TV one that was chosen by Mark Upholton, I think. He's still apologizing to me. And out of the movies that we've watched just in general, I think the only one where I was the only one that liked it was Hands of the Ripper, which is kind of an obscure Hammer horror movie, but I always found it really powerful. But yeah, everybody else, like Matt wasn't digging it. I think Peter Gilmore was there that night, and because he was promoting his
the
Vampire Slayer book.
Yeah,
First and last time Peter ever came on the show.
If you guys,
I know, right?
If you guys want to see,
but we still have love for him. So
if you guys want to see me get ripped by my crew, go find on YouTube Cinema Crusaders, where we talk about The Appointment, which I can't remember the guy's name. The original Equalizer, the British actor.
Oh, Edward Woodward.
Yes, I think it's an interesting, stylish, suggestive, kind of like. It looked. I can't remember if it's a TV. It looks like a TV horror movie. And it caught my attention, and everybody else hated it. And I'm like, I spend like an hour trying to defend the film from everybody else.
Oh man, the movie that I caught the most flack for loving was Blue Velvet.
Oh, really?
And my friends,
I like Blue Velvet.
We're just, cool. Dude, it's a masterpiece, right? We come out of the theater and they're just bitching about it on the ride home, and they're looking and they're like, "Well, what do you think?" And I was like,
that's surprising.
I think it was kind of brilliant.
I'll tell you a movie that everybody thinks that's brilliant, but I think is a fucking waste of space is The Lost Highway.
See,
I don't think Lost Highway is I would call that middle shelf.
I'd call it like
bottom
trash. Our student movie is what it should be.
No,
Walk With Me is really rough.
It looks like
it's really rough.
I actually
it looks like a special needs filmmaker made it.
Oh, geez. Preston's going hardcore.
I'm gonna go
I like
back
Lost
down.
Highway, but I wouldn't call it.
I'm gonna go right back down.
Right.
Watching.
All right, go and get some rest, Pops. It's good to see that you're well.
Yeah, man.
Don't invoke me unless you need me. Right?
Wait for his ass to get in bed and then start fucking with him again. Make him pull those stitches. Oh, fuck that. Let's take a quick look at the trailer.
Yeah.
Always love watching the trailers. I know that YouTube doesn't like us playing the trailers, which is ridiculous because it's a commercial.
Yeah.
For a fucking movie. You might want to tweak the algorithm a little bit to leave movie trailers alone.
Well, not even that. Like, I remember Brendan Tenold's entire channel got nuked. He had to start over, and like he does movie reviews. That was ridiculous.
I love that dude's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's fantastic. He seriously, if he wasn't doing what he's doing, I would probably be doing what he's doing. But
yeah, exactly. I mean, like,
down.
I don't understand how they could allow the algorithm to flag reviews because reviews are all fair use, but they just don't give a crap.
Yes.
How did he get nuked? Because I've seen like channels do videos where it was just like 2 hours of nothing but like not reviews, but trailers.
Well,
that's movies coming out.
That's the weird thing because like they removed his whole channel. He had to re-upload like all of his videos.
That sucks.
This happened some years back. One of the multitude of ad apocalypses and all these things and all these terrible practices that were going on.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
But I remember like I saw so many reviewers shouting about stuff like that. Like Angry Joe and a whole bunch of other people. It's like, what are you doing? We're doing reviews, man. Reviews are fair.
Yeah. And also they're an advertisement too.
Yeah.
Was it because the movie company complained? Is that why?
It's even people who are talking about movies now, it's like Brian just said, like you can get dinged by the company that made the film for showing their trailer. Why wouldn't you want us to show your trailer?
Exactly. It
sounds political.
I mean, the one thing I got a fucking strike for was when we did The Protector, the Tony Jaa movie, because I showed way too much of that fucking movie, but I couldn't help myself. I was just like running these scenes and just like, it's so dope, right? But I was also doing a test. I was basically trying to find out
what the line was.
But yeah, so I know to be careful with these motherfuckers, and their algorithm is always changing. So, but
man, Tony Jaa,
we're on Rumble. I think we're on like 8 different channels right now, folks. So if the stream goes down, go check us out on one of those.
Tony Jaa is like what Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan wish they could have been at the same time.
Word. He's a bad man. Whoa! Who has that fucking pick of me? That's fucking awesome. Yeah, there it is.
That's your Twitch, dude.
With my
Brian, hold up.
Yes.
That is your Twitch page.
Oh my God.
You're broadcasting this to your Twitch page right now, and that's your profile pic on your
right. See,
somebody stole your Twitch picture.
I thought it was a troll, right? like one of the flying monkeys, right? I thought it was a flying monkey that came here to fuck with me, like one of Vito's or one of Ethan's or whoever's, right? And I was like, because whenever I've had these guys come at me, they fucking do their research, right? They go right on fucking Google and look for pictures of me to like goof on me or whatever. And
that's a good picture.
That fucking picture, I uploaded that shit myself. So I was thinking, because that'll happen sometimes. It's just like, oh, so you're trying to goof on me by showing a picture that I knowingly uploaded to goof on myself.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the Brian hater, man.
Brian had hair at one time. I would have never believed it.
Brian
is full of somebody else using my fucking
real quick.
Brian is full of self-loathing.
Nothing. I deny everything.
What Brian was talking about is we were on Pilled, we were on Rumble, we were on X, we were on Twitch, we were on YouTube, we were on multiple groups in Facebook, 2 YouTube channels. We're everywhere. We're on the Critical Blast Twitter page. We are broadcasting to 8 different destinations right now. It don't matter where you watch.
Come on, YouTube.
Just watch.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Just watch.
Black Cat. Yeah, of course, this opening's very stylish. Right, so it starts out and you see a streetwalker and you're like on what's obviously a set.
Yeah, and I was like, what is this, a horror musical? What the fuck, Brian?
I was thinking like, oh, like, are we watching like a music video being shot? But no, what you're watching is a stage production.
I thought I was watching a tragedy.
Well, that's what it turns into, of course. And you can have, no,
I think that's what they boxed. I think that's what they put on film, actually.
Hence the title, Stage Fright. Because, basically you have members of like a theater troupe here that are doing a show, like a dance musical or something like that, about a killer wearing an owl mask. And what happens is a real maniac escapes from the hospital and makes his way there and jacks John Morgan, who was previously wearing the mask, and then puts on the mask himself and proceeds to go about methodically and brutally murdering the rest of the cast and crew. Yeah, so we're watching like the stage production here, but it's being intercut with like actual murders from the rest of the movie.
I think that maniac is hiding in here.
You gone out of your mind? Go on, kill her! Kill her!
Yeah, that actor. Oh man.
My name is Dita, and this is the time on Sprockets when we dance.
Right. Let's see. This shot right here, man. Where he's just hanging out with the axe and the the bodies, right? He's like arranged them. It's such a great moment. It's just such a great scene, and the feathers falling. It's just like a great image. Funky drummer, God, I mean, easily the most sampled song of all time, right? Yeah, and what I love about this killer too is that he is a fucking bruiser. He is a big, powerful guy. And of course, he's got that maniac strength too. Oh yeah, and we are going to check out some of the kills in this because somebody very conveniently did a Stage Fright kill count video.
Ah, excellent. I will say, like, I do like it when they go against type, like the movie The Collector. They made the killer a small, agile man.
Yes.
And one of the things I hated about the sequel is they obviously got somebody who's bigger and beefier instead of having the guy who played him the first time to reprise the role, because I loved the idea that I love the idea that he and the protagonist, because he was a thief, he's a cat burglar, so they're playing this little agile cat and mouse game the whole time.
Yes. I like that movie. I like the sequel too. I think there's going to be a third one. I didn't watch those because they kind of came out around the same time as the torture porn movies, right? And so
that's
I thought,
that's kind of what turned me off about the second one. I still watched the second one. I enjoyed it to a point, but I was like, this feels like they're just trying to outsaw Saw in a lot of ways.
Right.
It didn't feel like it had the same sort of intelligence to it. It was more like shock and gore. They sacrificed a lot for spectacle, I felt like.
Right, but sometimes that works too. But yeah, I had no interest in those movies. And it was actually Matt, our homeboy Matt, that said like, oh no, like I like those. Like you should take a look at those. So I mean, that's
the first one. Yeah, the first one is so good because the setup is this thief has to break into a house, and he doesn't know this house has also been scoped out by a serial killer.
Yes.
And he gets an attack of conscience once he knows what's going on, and he goes back in to try and save the family. So there's this cat and mouse game because the killer doesn't know he's there. It's like, can he get the people out without getting caught himself? And it's high tension, man.
Yeah, and the thing is when he goes back into that house, he's redeemed, right?
What's the name of this movie?
So then you like that guy. Even whether he succeeds or not, he's redeemed because he's gone back into that house.
See, that's the kind of movie you should have on here, is The Collector.
Oh, you guys just want to watch the new shit. I'm trying to fucking turn you guys on to some of the dope older shit that you've maybe been sleeping on.
I'm with you, Brian.
So what are we going to do now?
Now, this dude, you see him in a lot of really super fucking trashy Italian horror movies from this period. And they're all pretty much fucking awful. This is the only good movie I think I've
and this is the exception.
Let me... IMDb will come to my rescue. Gotta fucking stay.
But not this one.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're missing out if you don't fucking... and by the way, folks, if you want to check this movie out, and you should, you can click on the link below to stream it for free, but you can also stream it for free on the YouTubes.
If you have some time you just want to throw away.
Hold on.
Oh, Preston.
Okay,
Preston's like...
Hold on.
Oh, man, this is... Preston's after this like it's a roast, like it's a Comedy Central roast.
Yeah, I really need to have this on my desktop.
He's gone complete Friars Club on you.
Can I tell you something?
Hey, that's my role on this panel.
Can I tell you something? Fuck you.
Oh, that comes in handy. This shit comes in handy. But yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, so this actor, and let me look up his name really quick because he's in a bunch of filth. He's in a really sleazy Caligula ripoff that was done by the infamous Joe D'Amato, the same guy that did Anthropophagus and
oh geez,
Omega Beyond the Darkness. that dude made some filth, like really just like real trashy, sleazy horror. And then when the Italian film industry collapsed and he no longer could make really dirty, sleazy horror movies, he went and actually just directed straight up porn. And, you know, I mean, good, you know, relatively good looking porn, you know what I'm saying? Like production values and costumes and period pieces and shit like that, but it's just still porn, right? Yeah.
So like some young lady Chatterley.
Yeah, well, that would be soft.
That's the difference between
he was talking hardcore.
Between modern porn and like vintage porn, is that they actually put some thought into it. You know what I'm saying? Like
David Brandon, that's this motherfucker's name. David Brandon. Yeah, he's in. Oh, I didn't know he was in Jubilee. That's like a art house movie from way back in the day. Trying to see where he, Beyond Kilimanjaro. Oh wow, he actually worked quite a bit, and actually worked with Joe D'Amato on The Blade Master. Oh, he's in She. Yeah, he's in Warrior Queen. He's in Delirium.
I saw She. Yeah, I remember that.
With you know, the one with Sandal Bergman.
Yes, the Valeria from the Conan movie.
Yeah.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep. Yeah. Oh god damn, she was smoking fucking hot. But yeah, this dude was in a lot of trash, but he also was in some like just recently, I guess, did a TV series based on the Umberto Eco novel, The Name of the Rose. So,
they made a TV series based off that?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that because the film was great.
Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry. The film. Yeah, no, I love that movie. I've read some Umberto Eco, but I've never read that particular novel, even though it's sitting on the shelf. It's just one of those books. I'm like, I'll get to it.
I'm like you. I haven't read it, but I love the movie with Sean Connery.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah, that was great.
You've got to find the key.
Yeah, the climax where he's just got the key there. It's like, come and get it, girl. I mean, that's just a fucking super suspenseful scene.
Pops might say too suspenseful.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't expect Pops to have good taste in horror. Yeah, so that was the original trailer for Stage Fright. So
now, if you like your antagonist like big and oversized and muscular, I would have to recommend the modern remake of The Hills Have Eyes Part 2.
Is that worth watching? Because I actually liked the first one.
Well, I like that because Alexander Aja is really good.
Oh, that's right.
And
he did the sequel too?
I don't know if he did the sequel. I don't remember that, but like I thought the sequel was worth watching. It's pretty hardcore. And whereas they had like a bunch of kind of weird people from Mutants, in the sequel, they decided, you know what? We're just going to get the most gigantic dudes that we can find. So they're all like just these huge, monstrous mountain men. And you're like, oh, these guys are screwed.
Giant fucking cannibal fucking gorillas. Jesus, dude.
I mean, all these guys are like enormous.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, no, I mean, I actually, out of all of like the Michael Bay era horror remakes, I thought I liked a couple of them. I thought the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was acceptable.
Are you talking about the 2000 one with Arlie Emery?
Yes.
Yeah, that
I thought that was all right. The remake of The Crazies I thought was good. And
for me, that by far was the best. And really, Arlie Emery steals that movie.
Oh, he steals everything. He steals every movie that he is in. That dude's just a fucking scene stealer. I mean, right from his first movie, which of course is Full Metal Jacket. That's what
it's funny because he literally stole that role. He was just in there to be a consultant. He wasn't supposed to be the actor, but he stole that role away from the guy. Yes.
Holy shit.
Because you remember
natural fucking scene stealer.
Yeah, you remember the guy in the chopper who's all gung ho about shooting people on the ground? That was the guy who was supposed to play the drill sergeant.
Oh my God!
And he stole that movie. He stole that role from him.
Oh my God!
But you talk about somebody that was made to play that.
and meanwhile, you can't imagine anybody else in that role.
Nope.
No fucking way. No fucking
way. Made his career.
Made his career. And because he was a consultant, because he was like a real live drill sergeant.
He's a real live DI, yep.
What's your major malfunction problem? I mean, who can fucking forget those fucking lines? They're fucking.
How tall are you?
Goddamn.
He's like, how tall are you, Private? I didn't know they stack shit that high.
Funny shit, man. Yeah, he was just fucking, but also sadistic, right? That character said a lot of funny shit, but he had.
I think you have to be that.
And as somebody who's gone through boot camp, but not Marine boot camp, because there is a significant difference, let me tell you. But as somebody who went through Army boot camp, like that movie was giving me flashbacks.
Oh no!
Did you see some of the modern Army like videos they've been posting, like the United States Army
recruiting films, poverty draft?
Well, they're dressing up and they're doing dance numbers.
No,
did you see that?
Is this like the new trans army?
Dude, it breaks the
U.S.
my
Army.
heart and it breaks my will when they do like this cartoon animated ad for the Army, and it's talking about how this recruit has 2 moms. It's like, who gives a shit?
This was not animated.
Meanwhile,
was
the
straight
Russians
the fuck up. I'm like,
meanwhile,
that's why nobody's scared of us.
Badass. The Russians, at the same time, the Russians are putting out these ads for their army. That was like the ads for the army we used to have back in the 80s and 90s that made me want to join up.
Right. We'll turn you into a badass motherfucker. You want to be a badass motherfucker? We'll make you a badass motherfucker.
Or that 3-star general that walks around in a dress. Did you see that? Like,
yeah.
This
amazing.
Check
so
this out,
surreal,
Preston.
man. So surreal.
I just can't believe it. I'm like,
novel. We have been since what, 2001?
I'm like, these are the people that's supposed to go out and kill other people.
Let me tell you this. I watched.
They'll kill people that said that misgendered them on Twitter.
Well, listen to this. This was the most depressing thing, and I hope the new administration can turn things around, because I saw this like little documentary, just a short thing on YouTube, and it was I think they said this was experimental, so I don't know if this is going on full bore right now, but it was a Marine near graduation ceremony, and for Marines I believe they call it like the Crucible. They call it the Crucible. So like we had our FTX where we went out in the field and we were under battlefield conditions, so they're stressing us out, they're keeping us from sleeping, they're making you they're just putting you through the ringer, like
SEAL training.
Right. Yeah, they put you through the ringer, right, to like see what your breaking point is and get you to get past it. So every military organization has this. So they're going through the crucible, and they have blended males and females into this. There's a guy and his sister in there at the same time. And I'm watching these kids, and these kids are like, 17, 18, and 19. And I'm watching them, and they're making them, when they're punishing them, they're smoking them, they're making them do planks. They're not even making them do push-ups. They're making them do planks.
What?
And oh, dude, it gets worse. Like, the guy's like, "Are you eyeballing me, Private?" And the dude's like rolling his eyes on him. I was like, it was so weak. There was one guy in the video I saw who like really gave a shit, and he was like really giving it to him. But all I could think watching this whole thing is like, all these kids are going to die. They're absolutely going to die.
Right, they don't have a chance. It's like there's that scene in Biloxi Blues where Christopher Walken takes Matthew Broderick's character aside, and he's like, "Look, I realize that you're smart. You see through all this shit. You think it's bullshit, but I'm trying to fucking, keep these fucking kids from getting fucking killed."
Well, here's the thing. You see those movies, like whether it's Stripes, whether it's Platoon, all these when people are going through,
of course, man.
Okay, so
Stripes.
when people are going through boot and they can't manage the obstacles.
Yeah.
So here are these kids, and sad to say, especially the females, they can't manage the obstacles. And this is the last big push. This is right before graduation. They should be able to fly over all this stuff.
Right.
And they are so physically unprepared. I'm just like, they are all going to die if we
they're trying to get the physical test lowered for females for the state troopers.
And you know what? That's not gonna save anybody. That's just gonna get people killed.
It's Dillard. I'm sorry. I haven't been keeping a good eye on the chat, so I apologize for that. It's Dillard. That must have been
Dillard.
Somebody in the stream. Dillard, who has the sexiest voice. It is very crisp and clear, and his diction is absolutely perfect. And actually, what I love about Dillard, also, I got to give it up to him. Master 8th degree black belt ball breaker. That dude busts balls like in a incredibly masterly fashion, and I appreciate a good ball breaker. I think that this is the kill count. So everybody that's watching right now, if you haven't seen this movie and you want to watch it, spoiler alert. Well, let's take a look at some of these kills because some of these are fucking brutal.
Is it sleepaway camp good?
No, I wouldn't know. Well, I mean, the effects in Sleepaway Camp are just especially.
I mean that's a one of a kind.
Yeah, the scalding where you're looking at that guy screaming and you're seeing the blisters form on his skin.
Yes.
That's fucking brutal.
Did you see in a new Shogun like where they boil a guy alive?
Oh yeah,
dude,
that was horrific.
I haven't seen that.
Oh my god, dude!
Dude, the new Shogun's great.
I've heard. And it's
Henry
got my
Sonata
boy
is amazing.
Henry Sonata in it. He's fucking everywhere right now.
Yeah,
he really
Not
is.
that I'm complaining. I always love that dude. He was Sonny Chiba's protege, actually.
Okay. Because he's got Shogun, he's got Mortal Kombat, he's got John Wick.
I think he made a good
lately.
He was too little to play that character in Mortal Kombat. Like he was too tiny.
Yeah. He was Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah,
he's in
he's
Bullet
Japanese.
Train. He's like in everything right now. He's like the go-to Japanese dude, which means his English must be really good.
It's better than Sonny Chiba's ever was.
Oh, that's right. But he didn't need to like know English when he could just fucking jack your ass up and fucking poke your eyeballs out, rip your balls off. Yeah, so we got a nice drill
Preston's killing me.
right here. That's a nice shot. See, this is the way like John Morgan would usually bite. Yeah, and here is the director going ape shit. He has an interesting arc in the sense that at first he's just a complete asshole. And then once he realizes that he's got all of them into deep shit and people are dying, he sort of comes correct. Like he realizes like that he
not on my watch.
Right, he realizes that he fucked up, and you suddenly he becomes like a human being, realizes that he's been acting like an asshole. But then when this fucking maniac comes at him, he like fucking pushes that girl right in front of him, right into that chainsaw. But yeah, this is where he fucking creeps up on who he thinks is the killer.
Stop it, Peter. That's enough.
Big old hatchet wounds. I mean, there's a lot of after the fact gore in this, but it's still really good.
It's over. Jesus Christ. It's over.
Yeah, so I took that mask off. Yeah, then they notice that his hands are tied. And if you missed it, early on in the movie, it's mentioned that there is a spare mask. And it's John Morgan. a.k.a. Giovanni Lamberto Radice. He got off easy here. He just got fucking whacked 3 times in the fucking chest with an axe. That's nothing like what happened to him in fucking Cannibal Ferox.
Brett.
Or City of the Living Dead. Or Cannibal Apocalypse.
Through the floor.
All right. Is it just me, or is this guy like a poor man's Sting lookalike?
You know. This goes kind of 80s thing right there.
Help me, for God's sake! Peter!
Now, this is a gag right here that was also used in Zombie 3 to very good effect, I thought. Gnarly! Yes, his girlfriend and future mother of his child sawed in half. Right, because they're kind of established as kind of like a cute couple, right? Like she's telling him that she's telling him that she's knocked up, and he's being like really sweet about it and everything.
That's messed up. But you know that gives
some
you
Flashdance vibes. Anybody else?
It was like, dude, it's 80s. Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, that's one of the things you love about movies from the 80s is that fucking 80s aesthetic. So he jumps into a dark, wet hole to look for the killer, which of course is just pure fucking suicide. And exactly what this dude wanted him to do.
You're donezo.
Coming with the chainsaw, motherfucker.
He's just right next to you.
I got you. Yeah, he's just fucking carving motherfuckers in half in this movie. Right, because he's.
Do you really want to see this in full color? Let me shine a light on it.
Right, exactly. And
instead of trying to get the hell out of Dodge, let's take a look.
Right, but look at this shot here. It makes it so much more lurid than if the scene were like fully lit. Just shaved his fucking arm off. And it's just like, that's the thing. It's like this character's an asshole, and then he redeems himself, and then he fucks up his redemption completely.
Ran out of gas.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the chainsaw would just be it's a less than ideal weapon.
Well, here's the thing. Like, you can actually foul a chainsaw pretty easily.
Easily. Right?
Yeah. It's like those bodybuilders that brought it back to Home Depot.
If I was like if I was him, like, see that little vest he's wearing? I would whip that thing off and whip it around the blade of that chainsaw, and it would catch all the teeth. That thing would be useless.
Right? And they run out of gas, too.
Mm-hmm. Which I gotta admit,
they have a very finite power supply.
Which I gotta admit is a nice
the old ones do.
You know, that's a nice detail because you don't often see that kind of thing in this kind of movie. It's like, you know, in the action movie when people never run out of ammo, like how boring that gets.
Exactly.
All right, I gotta head out, guys.
All right,
talk to y'all soon.
Preston,
later, Preston.
Check me out on the twatters. Gotta get this shit lettered. Got the 6-gun gorilla. Got pages. All the pencils in.
Oh, look at that. It's beautiful.
Volumes 9 and 10. that of course will be in the Volume 2 trade paperback. So yeah, anybody that backed Six Gun Gorilla, it's coming your way in the near future. I just need to get this shit colored and lettered, and then I'm gonna do fulfillment through our boy RJ, aka Critical Blast, because I gotta say I've been, you know, he's killing it right now, and I'm just like, you know, I haven't been able to like fulfill a campaign through him, so I'm happy that I got a book to fulfill, so I can throw my money at him, and he can fucking deal with all the logistics and hassles for me.
I had the pleasure of meeting RJ through Pops on one of these podcasts not too long ago.
Yeah,
I was like, wow, what a cool dude.
He is, and he was like in a bad living situation like not too long ago. And like, I didn't know how bad it was. And like, you know, the shit that he'd endured. So I feel fucking horrible for him. And now he's just fucking crushing it. Irene ran out of books at the New York Comic-Con, which happened to me. I sold out of books, over 400 books on day 2. Right? So for the rest of the convention, I didn't have any books. She fucking calls RJ up. Bang! He has, you know, stacks of comics waiting for her when she comes back to the convention the next day.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, RJ is without a doubt the man.
No!
Not a bad decapitation.
Nope. I think my favorite has to be is it Omen 1 or Omen 2, where David Warner gets decapitated by the pane of glass.
Oh my God, that's
off the back of that truck, and the head just rolls across it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I still remember seeing that as a kid and just being in awe.
Yeah, because they slow-moed it at the right time, and the only thing that kept it from like traumatizing me for life is, you know, they didn't have it like fountaining blood against the glass. They knew the action of it was horrific enough, but like watching that thing in slow-mo and it hits, and it, you know this is done in like the one take, and it was just so perfect how the head rolled the whole time the glass pane is going across the body.
Yes.
Beautiful
shot. Not have done that could not have gone better. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they had to do multiple takes of that. If they got that on the first take, that's a fucking miracle.
Just the fact that they got it at all, like, brilliant, and you know, without having to use CGI or anything like that.
Yep. What, Dillard's in here? Is Dillard in here? So you've been talking shit about me? By the way, did a fucking absolutely beautiful and magnificent variant cover for the new Six Gun Gorilla trade paperback on funmycomic.com. So everybody go and check that out. And I think I'm about to call it a night. Let me just run this real fast. So everybody, if you liked tonight's content, why wouldn't you smack that like button, hit the subscribe, ring a ding ding on the bell for notifications. We appreciate you. And unlike other indie comic creators in the scene right now, I don't hate you.
If you enjoy this content and want to support this channel, a great way to do that is to back my comic book, Six Gun Gorilla, Long Days of Vengeance. The critically acclaimed tale of a very big ape with very big guns, blowing very big holes, and very bad people. I'm so confident that you're going to love this book, you can download the entire first issue for free. You can find it right now on fundmycomic.com.
Oh, you made a shorter one. I'm gonna need you to load that, bro.
What was that?
So if you just made a shorter one, I'm gonna need you to load that over there in the videos.
Okay.
on the right. You know how to do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to load that shorter one. That's good.
All right.
I'm
gonna have to make a fucking note to myself because fuck, my memory is just for shit these days. Oh,
I would just do it right now before you leave the studio.
Fucking ADD as fuck, dude. Yeah. So. Right. What was that scribble for? Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I would just do it right now before you leave. Take about 10 seconds.
Brother Bracey, tell these fools where they can find you.
Right now you won't see me. My X handle is Bracey452, although I'm not exactly posting a lot because I can't read anybody's posts. So until that situation straightens up. However, if you want to see over 500 pieces of glorious art, you can go to DeviantArt and find me at Bracey100 is my handle over there. If you're interested in when I was making short films of my own of the action and horror variety, you can go to my YouTube and find Mr. Bracey. I've got a few fun things over there for you to look at. And you can find me on YouTube as well via the Comic Crusaders website, our page there, looking for Cinema Crusaders and Sloppy Spoilers and just Comic Crusaders in general. I've done a number of interviews with filmmakers over there, which is always a good time. And I think that's about it for the moment.
That's a lot for a dude that can't see.
Appreciate you. Well, Pops, give these fools your spiel, man.
Well, y'all know. I'm everywhere, doing everything for everybody as much as I can. Madness Comic Network, yo, and the Meg.tv. That's the new website. Brian, I need to talk to you about getting the bio and a couple of photos.
Oh, hell yeah,
for
dude.
The website.
Just don't be reluctant to stay on my ass and poke and prod me. I'm ADD as fuck, bro.
I know. I'm just saying.
It's not that I don't give a fuck. People think I don't give a fuck. I'm just like, I'm super fucking ADD.
We are in construction right now. Okay. I've been sending stuff to Cos all day, sent Chuck Dixon, sent Mike Barons, sent all the, I got bios from everybody. We're making individual creator pages on the webpage for the people who do shows. So you're going to have a creator page with your bio, your links, all that shit, right? On the Meg TV website. That everybody doing a show on the network will be well represented on the webpage with links to all their shit. Dude, we're Cos is building it right. I seen Cos over there watching on Pill. Love you, brother. Sent you a whole bunch of shit today, Cos. So check your Twitter, bro. I say a whole bunch of shit today. Some days I get up and since surgery, some days I get up, I feel good early and I get as much done as I can, right? Today was kind of a long day. So tomorrow, I think I got a show at noon. What's your issue? My boy Dave Brake coming out. He's got issues. He's got issues he wants to talk about. So,
all right. That's
Freewheeling Friday tomorrow night with the Gorilla Publishing crew.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's going to be cool. And I met them locally here a while back at a different con. And then Saturday, I'm going to be hobbling around the floor at Grand Rapids Comic Con, with stuff to give away. Yeah.
Damn, you're a soldier, son.
Dude, I ain't no quitting me, brother. I'm going to be out there. Watch for the hat because Santa Pops is going to be giving it away at the Comic Con. I got a bunch of shit.
Grateful that you're still with us, brother. Because the thing is like, it's like routine surgery, but you can still die.
They told me I could die from this the first time I went to the hospital about it, like 8 months ago. They said that could have killed you. Oh, thanks. But yeah, this is anytime you're under for 4 hours, you don't know you're coming back.
It's fucking hospital.
Just remember,
shit, man. Oh,
what does not kill you makes you injured.
Dude,
that's the fucking truth right there.
It was funny earlier when he said something about Pops getting up out of bed and busting stitches. I did do that a couple days ago.
No,
I don't like roll out of bed. I get out of bed. right? I get up in the morning energetic and ready to go. And I jumped up out the bed because the dog come down, stuck his nose in my back, you know. He's like, let me out, Grandpa, let me out, you know.
Yeah.
So I jumped up out the bed, went, oh shit, one incision started leaking and shit. I was like, oh.
You forgot that you were hurt.
Exactly. Wasn't feeling it right away when I woke up, popped right up out of bed, went, oh shit, don't forget what you're going through right now. You know. But yeah, I've had a couple of moments when I first got home, Brian. I hadn't even come in the house yet. I opened the door, the dogs come running out, we let them go out to go pee. They got to fight.
No.
I'm the only one out there.
No.
Dude, I just got out of the hospital. I'm the only one there. So there's my dumbass running down the stairs to try and break them up, right? I have no slow gear, and everything I do, it's reactionary full gear. That's reactionary and full speed. It's the way I've always been. It's so hard to try to move slowly. I just don't have that in me, you know? I mean, even at 61, I still, I move.
Right. Now we hear you. And that's generally a good thing. It's just not right now.
Not right now, exactly. But yeah, I will be on the floor at Grand Rapids Comic Con on Saturday. Anybody wants to come meet Pops, you know.
All right. Next week we're doing the Kung Fu Theater. I'm thinking, not entirely sure, but I'm thinking I want to do a movie called Dragon Tiger Game. That's from 2006, and I do have the trailer here. So.
Oh wow, that's very, very new for you. For what we normally do.
Wow.
Right. I know. Sometimes because that's the thing. Sometimes there's too many damn choices out there.
There is, man. Look, every streaming service has its own collection of all these different genres of movies, right? And it doesn't matter which one I'm watching. If I go to see what's going on or what's new or whatever, I'm always seeing something I ain't seen before.
Right.
Every time. There's so much shit that I haven't seen out there, dude. It's crazy.
Tons.
It's crazy.
And, you know, now it's like we're kind of living in that place that I dreamt of when I was a kid, where you could watch any movie you wanted to watch anytime.
And I want to thank you, Brian, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't take the time to watch a movie a week.
Right.
Okay. And now that we're broadcasting the movie before this show over there on Pilled, you guys, if it's 8 o'clock and you're like, man, I'm gonna sit here and watch this by myself on Tubi, you don't have to. You can watch it on Pilled with us, and we're all cracking jokes and shit in the chat.
I'm gonna try and get in there earlier.
You know? Yeah, I'm gonna try and get in there. I'll just like sometimes pop in on the bottom of the screen, you know, on the screen where you can pop in at the bottom during the movie and just crack some kind of joke, you know, just because I gotta stay focused on it so I can cover their ads and with our ads, shit like that, right?
Yep.
So
that makes me want to pop in like Ed Boon, like Toasty.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a movie you've already seen, you already know.
Well, this one I didn't know, but there was a couple times where I popped in and said some dumb shit because it was just like, what is going on? What's up, Trials of Gods and Men? We will have that guy. I think he's going to be on Monday Madness this week. I think his name's John. Yeah.
What up, John? Thanks for tuning in, and everybody that tuned in. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate you. Spank that like button and hit the subscribe and ring a ding dong on the bell for notifications. And Pops, do you want to take us out, brother?
I will do all that because we're going to play a few ads and take care of it.
And I need to go for a walk.
Mike Barron is also going to be on Monday Madness, and he's going to be with Richard Bonk, his artist, and they're going to be promoting this gem right here.
And let's not forget, Mike Barron called Six Gun Gorilla marvelous.
Majestic.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, everybody. That's
all right. Do that peace, love, and metal.
Giving me some love for that book.
Do that peace, love, and metal thing so I can get out of here.
So anyway, everybody, until next week, peace and love and metal.
When a series of shipping disasters points to a mysterious sea monster, Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson leave the comfort of Baker Street and board a freighter where they encounter unexpected betrayal and come face to face with the enigmatic Captain Nemo and his submarine, the Nautilus. As they delve deeper into the case, they uncover a conspiracy involving a Russian Tsar with an airship that rains destruction on unsuspecting cities. With time running out and the world on the brink of war, the heroes must use all their skills and resources to stop a massive conspiracy and prevent global conflict. From Eisner-winning writer Mike Baron and illustrator Richard Bonk, dive into the depths of adventure and unravel the mysteries of the sea with the world's greatest detective in Leviathan. Order now at baroncomics.com.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Fan Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Uh-huh. So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.